Sightsee the Tarot is a series on my channel through which I take you on a tour of tarot books, spreads, techniques and tips, different decks, and more. Today's video tutorial will be a hands-on workshop, so please watch while you're seated comfortably in front of your reading space with a deck of cards ready to go. You're also going to want pen and paper nearby. For each year of your life, you have a card from the Major Arcana called the Tarot Year card. It represents the tests and lessons you experience in any given year. The numbered pips from the Minor Arcana corresponding numerologically with your year card will reveal themes and insights into the 4 quadrants of our life experiences: career, relationships, social status or interpersonal conflicts, and money matters. Your tarot year card indicates the kind of archetypal energies that are constellated in that year, suggesting personal qualities you can work with. This video workshop will walk you through journaling prompts for your tarot year cards from the year past and the year to come. Be sure to download the handout, links in the video description box. In Archetypal Tarot, what your birth cards reveal about your personality, path, and potential, Weiser 2021, scholar and teacher Mary K. Greer connects the principles of numerology with techniques such as journaling and self-exploration to guide us on a journey of revealing how the tarot can be used as a tool for learning more about ourselves. Archetypal Tarot shows you how the cards can create an in-depth personality profile that can be used for self-realization and personal harmony. This video workshop will explore Chapter 14 from Archetypal Tarot to reflect on your tarot year card from 2021 and to forecast the year to come in 2022. For each year of your life, you have a card from the Major Arcana called the Tarot Year card. It represents the tests and lessons you experience in any given year. For example, as base years go, which is the Major Arcana card corresponding to the numerology of any given year, 2021 was a Hierophant year because 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5. The Hierophant year is one of power struggles and adversity, often learning from adversity. It's a year of stress, a year of threatening stability when tradition and heterodoxy clash. This can also be a year of education and learning for you. 2022, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 is, as a base year, Key 6, the Lovers. This will be a year of focusing on relationships. It's a year of learning lessons on communication, but it's also going to be a year of self-care and self-development because to truly learn about your relationships, you must first explore your relationship with yourself. This is the relationship between your inner self and the outer self. But the base year applies globally. How will 2022 affect you in particular? That's when we take a look at your personal tarot year card. Add the digits of your month and day of birth together to get a total sum based on just your month and day. Then add the digits of the current year to get a second total sum based on just the year. Add these 2 values together for a third sum, and if it's over 22, add the digits together to reduce to a single sum called a theosophic reduction. Let's run through an example. Date of birth, September 24th. That's 9 plus 2 plus 4 equals a total sum of 15. We're going to use the example of the current year, 2021. That's 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 for a second total sum of 5. Add the first sum 15 together with the second sum 5 and you get 20. The number 20 is under 22, so we're good to go. The tarot year card is Key 20 Judgment, and the minor arcana cards I'll be looking at are the 2s. We begin by reflecting on the year past. At the time of this recording, that's 2021. The base year for 2021, as we've covered, is key 5, the Hierophant. For the hypothetical birthday of September 24th, recall how we calculated the 2021 tarot year card to be key 20, Judgment. In Greer's Archetypal Tarot, a judgment year corresponds with Pluto, a time of facing one's own mortality, whether that's through a personal experience or the death of someone you know, or the ending of something. It's the end of one era and the beginning of a new, a huge milestone in one's life path. This is a time for transformations of family, community, and social structures. It's also a time of spiritual rebirth. In the Spirit Keeper's Tarot, key 20 is the Apocalypse. So I'll write out the card title in the space provided on the handout you've downloaded. Under themes, what I've done is consult several different books of tarot card meanings and write down key phrases that stood out to me intuitively. What you see on screen is sourced from Rachel Pollack, Yov Bendov, Melissa Sainova, and Christine Payne-Towler. Continue in the handout of journal prompts, still reflecting on the past year you've just lived through. For another example, let's say John's birthday is December 26th. That's 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 6 equals 11. We add that to the sum 5 for 2021. The first sum 11 plus the second sum 5 equals the third sum 16 for a tarot year card, key 16, the Tower. In the space provided on the handout for journaling your reflections, think back on this past year, 2021. In our example, John's year card is the Tower. So how have the themes of the Tower card, which John wrote out in the previous section, played out these last 12 months? What happened? What did John go through? How has it been a Tower year for John? Journal out your actual lived experiences and take some time to reflect on your emotional responses. We are now going to follow some journaling prompts based on the 4 minor arcana cards numerologically connected to our tarot year card. Returning to the example of key 16, the Tower card, we take that value 16, add the digits together 1 plus 6, and we get 7. So the 4 minor arcana cards thematic of 2021 for our hypothetical John are the 7s. When we consider career and professional matters, we'll be journaling based on the 7 of Wands. That's the dark horse in the Spirit Keeper's Tarot. If you're working with the Marseille Pips, think about the keywords associated with this card and write out how those keywords actually played out in terms of your professional opportunities and challenges this past year. The handout you've downloaded will walk you through journaling prompts to reflect on what you've gone through in terms of life events. The opportunities you can now see in hindsight were presented to you, the challenges you faced, and the life lessons learned in 2021 in the mundane areas of life. Take, for example, a birthday of March 18. 3 plus 1 plus 8 for March 18th, which is 12, then 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5, then 12 plus 5 equals 17 for the Star card. The Star card's minor arcana correspondences are the 4 8s because key 17, 1 plus 7 equals 8. If your tarot year card is key 17, then for the minor arcana pips, work with the 4 8s as your journaling prompts. Use some of the space provided to jot down card meanings and divinatory phrases. Then think about how those keywords apply directly to what you've experienced this last year in these 4 areas of life. Acknowledging what has just happened in your life this past year through these written reflections ensure that you learn the life lessons you need to learn, that you have fully processed emotionally, spiritually, and intellectually what's happened. If you don't take this time to process, to integrate, and to make peace with this last year, all you're doing is suppressing, denying, and it'll all come bubbling up at the most inconvenient time in the future. That's why these year-end reflections are so important for your mental well-being. And now we get to the new year to come, casting our projections for the future 2022 based on our tarot year card. Let's take the example of December 26th for the birthday. We get key 17, the star card, and for the minor arcana, we'll be journaling and casting our 2022 projections based on the realm of eights. Here, before you look up any card meanings, work off your own personal interpretations of your tarot year card. As you study the specific imagery from the tarot deck you've chosen to work with, free write what you believe the themes of this card are. Yes, work from memory and your learned knowledge of card meanings, but also think about what themes come to the forefront as you read the story, the narrative of your tarot year card. Just like reading a story and coming away with key themes that story was about, free write the key themes based on your own perceptions and interpretations of the story for your 2022 tarot year card. If you're working with Greer's Archetypal Tarot or her earlier Who Are You in the Tarot, look up her card entries on the year cards and jot down passages from those entries here in the space for themes. For the journaling prompt on personifying your tarot year card as a teacher, a past Sightsee the Tarot video workshop might be instructive working from Andy Matzner's The Tarot Activity book. A link to that video workshop, a tarot card as your teacher, mentor, and guide will be provided in the video description box. Here's another way to approach this journaling prompt, a tarot card reading with your year card as the significator. Instead of working with a tarot deck, perhaps draw from your favorite oracle deck. Card 1, as a teacher, how will this tarot archetype develop my character? Card 2, what life lessons am I to learn this coming year? Card 3, as a teacher, what skills will this tarot archetype teach me in the year to come? We now get to the section on omens. This is where you'll deconstruct the image of the Major Arcana card into its parts and interpret key symbols as omens. It's like, you know how if you see a fox running across your path, you think that's an omen of something, or a word keeps synchronistically appearing to you in different places and you think that's an omen. Just like that, because this is your year card, it will recur throughout the year, and therefore think of it as an omen. What is this card an omen of? In the example of the Hanged Man, maybe you focus in on the hands behind his back. What is that an omen of? Maybe you interpret it as an omen of hidden surprises or hidden opportunities that you'll want to stay on the alert for. The upside down view, iconic of the Hanged Man card, might be a warning that events will not be as they appear. Don't necessarily trust your first impression or initial perspective. Which deck you choose to work with matters as well. In the SKT Revelation, for example, maybe the serpent heading for the trident, an omen of the sea serpent, is the revelation of supernatural powers or supernatural protection. Archetypal Tarot is this incredible resource that lays out for you, card by card, what gains, opportunities, and challenges each tarot year portends. Let's work with the example of key 15, the devil. What if it's going to be a devil year for you? Well, some of the gains and opportunities or positive potential prophesied by the devil card are Capricornian ambition, schemes that promise success, enjoying the material pleasures of life, or opportunities to be a bit of a rabble-rouser. The challenges?
On the extreme end, it's becoming possessed by your desires, causing creative blocks, or lusting after that which you know is self-destructive, overindulgence, or when shadow issues will resurface. There are also journaling prompts for the 4 minor arcana pip cards corresponding to your tarot year card. The Wands card that you'll be working with will forecast themes and matters to come this new year relating to your career, professional pursuits, or passion projects given the fire correspondence. If, for example, your tarot year card is key 2, the High Priestess, key 11, or key 20, then the Two of Wands will reveal what to expect in terms of themes, blessings, challenges, experiences, and events with regard to your work or employment. This can also relate to your small business or entrepreneurship. The Cups card relates to the inner sanctum. This is interpersonal relationships, matters of the heart, family matters, domestic affairs, but also your personal spiritual development, all things relating to the element water. A hermit year or moon year will bode well for matters of the inner sanctum, for instance, given its minor arcana correspondence to the Nine of Cups. The Swords card, corresponding with your tarot year card, relates to social status, social networks, and conflicts that may prevail throughout the year. And the Pentacles, Coins, or Discs card you'll be journaling on forecasts money matters to come. How will business ventures be in 2022? Archetypal Tarot, released earlier this year by Weiser Books, was previously published in 2011 as Who Are You in the Tarot? This is a valuable reference tome for anyone wishing to learn how to work with the tarot to interpret their strengths, challenges, and innermost desires. If you're watching this beyond the year 2022, no worries. Just follow the instructions for how to calculate your tarot year and adjust the handout accordingly. Interested in working through this workshop exercise in a group setting? Talk Tarot with kindred spirits in our Discord group, Mutus Libre. Your invite link is in the video description box below. See you there.